So you want to be the best battle mage player you can be, huh? Okay, I'll reveal your potential. We'll be going over a lot of information, from deciding whether a battle mage is right for you, to mechanical implications, to training spots, as well as inner abilities, link skills, legion, 5th job nodes, and bossing. Of course, everything will be timestamped, so check out the description below for a comprehensive list. A little about myself: I've been playing MapleStory on and off since middle school. At the time of this recording, I'm the 12th ranked battle mage in non-reboot rankings. I began maining a battle mage because I wanted to play a class that required some mechanical input. No offense. Let's leave it at that. The art of the battle mage isn't for anyone. This is a class similar to a blaster, but it's not as demanding. Here are some pros of playing a battle mage. You have a powerful life. Until death, haha, get it? Auras provide passive buffs, you can heal, and you possibly have, if not, the best teleport in the game. Aside from decent skills and the like, you have only 2 active buffing skills. There's a low chance for competition in rankings, and you'll probably be recognized for the class you play. You can take slight breaks from grinding without compromising too much resources because of your summons. And there's satisfaction in playing this class due to the moderately high skill cap requirements. And here are some cons. You're an exception to social distancing because you need to get in everybody's face to maximize damage. The class requires some finger dexterity because of the demand for consistent key inputs. Attack speed is a must for optimal gameplay. Micromanagement is crucial for boss raids. And there will be more competition for me in rankings. The bread and butter of playing a battle mage involves the use of these 5 skills: Condemnation, Dark Shock, Battle Burst, Teleport, and the Blow skill. Battle mages have the best teleport amongst all the mage classes due to its versatility and capability to teleport during a successful or failed jump. This concept of using teleport during any skill animation is referred to as a telecast. The order to telecast is as follows: the use of any skill or skills, then teleporting in a direction during the last animation of said skill. So here's an example of a few telecasts. Tap your battle burst key, and then as soon as you do, input finishing blow. You should see your character slide during the attacking animation. Then just teleport in any direction you want. Similar fashion, just tap the skill key and then immediately teleport after. The only difference here is that you have to time your jump depending on the height of the platform. You should telecast in every animation possible, not only for fluidity, but also because by teleporting you leave a mark on an enemy due to the Dark Shock toggle. This provides extra damage to monsters, especially bosses, in addition to the 4 lines Dark Shock provides. Also, it's best to telecast with Hasty Aura on because it slightly extends your teleport range while raising your attack speed by 2 levels. Here's an example of me trying to play catch by myself with it off, and another example with it on. An important thing to know is that telecasting does not extend your hitbox range. It only displaces your character at the time of a skill animation. For example, take a look at me hitting this dummy in various ways. Battle mages are pseudo-warriors in a sense, so flat maps are still a priority. However, because of our summons and mobility, a few platforms wouldn't hurt too much and instead help us telecast smoothly. Here are some examples of maps that I like. You can use these layout references to help you explore other maps if needed. Battle mages are heavily reliant on attack speed, so your primary focus is attack speed +1. If you can't seem to get this line, that's okay. Here are some alternatives. Make sure Hasty Aura, Staff Boost, and Decent Speed Infusion are active. Equip an Elemental Staff for its fast attack speed. Use the green potions from Monster Park. And keep your eyes peeled for Runes of Swiftness for a free trial of 0 attack speed. The other 2 lines should be Magic Attack Plus and Crit Rate Plus. Replace Crit Rate with a preferred line if you already reach 100%. Attack speed is categorized based on your weapon, and every weapon has a specified tier listed in its stat window. Here's a list of attack speed tiers. Attack speed makes or breaks how responsive or laggy a battle mage feels. So I've included some examples of different attack speeds to compare. There's a significant difference between attack speeds 5 and 3. But how about 0 and 1? Let's see the differences between 0 and 1. Did you see it? Let's rewind and play it in slow-mo. There seems to be a 2-frame difference in between skills. But it could be that my keyboard isn't as responsive, so the value could be greater. So if you can't get exactly 0 attack speed, it's not that big of an issue. But trust me, once you go 0, you'll always be hero. You'll feel the difference once you're not speed capped. The viable link skills for Battle Mage are as follows in no particular order. Elementalism by Kana, Focus Spirit by Beast Tamer, Fury Unleashed by Demon Slayers, Hybrid Logic by Xenon, Judgment by Kinesis, Noble Fire by Adele, Soulless by Arc, Wild Rage by Demon Avenger, and Title Battle by Ilium. The other 3 are dependent on your situation. If you're shy of 100% crit, use Phantom's Phantom Instinct. If you need more burst damage, use Angelic Buster's Terms and Conditions. If you can wail out, use Jet's Core Aura for a ton of stat. Also consider the Explorer link skills. I'll provide the battle-based ones here. Once you're level 140, you'll have access to a new window for more skills. and as you level up, you'll unlock more over time. You get a max of 5 points, so let's go over the ones that are noteworthy. There are 3 passive changes for Dark Genesis, but the only one that's valuable is a cooldown reduction one. This is great for hunting mobs, and this is the one you'd switch out for bossing. Damage isn't really needed for a skill that locks you in place for about 2 seconds. And the bonus damage that comes with Dark Genesis when it's on cooldown only occurs every 30 seconds. So it's pretty bad. Out of all the auras listed here, definitely take Dark and Weakening. The Dark bonus adds 10% boss, and Weakening primarily reduces enemy defense by 20%. Blue Aura Dispel would be nice if it got rid of Seduction and Curses, but as of this video's publication, it currently doesn't do that. Finally, we have the Party Shield Trio. They're all essential. The cooldown one saves you about 36 seconds, reducing the wait from 180 seconds to 144 seconds. This is great value if you ask me. The duration one is like additional cooldown reduction, so by extending the shield's duration to 55 seconds from its original 40, the skill's true cooldown is 89 seconds, since the skill goes on cooldown the moment you activate it. And an extra 10% damage mitigation from HP based attacks is always great. So as a recap, you take Dark Aura, Boss, Weakening Aura, Elemental Decrease, and the Party Shield Trio. If you're hunting mobs, I suggest taking out Party Shield Cooldown Cutter for Dark Genesis' variant. The other 2 Party Shield passives are still useful for when elites spawn in the map. That'd probably be the only time you'd use this skill. Similar to hyper skills, you unlock and get points after level 140. There was an update that increased the max levels of some skills to 15, as well as the addition of new stats such as Arcane Force and bonus EXP. To future-proof this guide, we'll be going over how you should allocate your points. First, as you level up, use points into stats that you'd be using most. It's a good idea to spread out points as you level up, so you get the most bonuses for your time. Among all these stats, the main ones are damage and crit damage. Damage and crit damage are the most versatile, so that's why they should be prioritized. But again, spread out points, and ideally you shouldn't be focusing on maxing one stat to 15. A general benchmark is to cap stats around level 10. Then from there on, whatever you put points into will be based on your needs and your current equipment. If you're training, always max EXP if you can already one-hit the mobs. If you're bossing, just replace EXP. Focus on the core stats: boss damage, crit damage, magic attack, and int. If you're lacking in crit rate or ignore enemy defense, adjust accordingly to your needs. There is a link in the description to a Legion solver that will fill the grid for you. Getting quality nudes can be expensive and time consuming. If we look at our most used common job skills, we have the following. Actually, I already went over these before, so if you skipped that section, you missed out. But just for you, I'll include a list of the names of the skills here. You can choose between Sweeping Staff or Dark Genesis as fillers if needed for trifectas. The 5th job node stones are as follows in order of priority: Aura Scythe, Altar of Annihilation, Resistance Infantry, Grim Harvest, and Abyssal Lightning. For decent skills, aside from Speed Infusion, they're in no particular order. Speed Infusion, Sharp Eyes, Advanced Blessing, Holy Symbol, and Combat Orders. And lastly, for miscellaneous nodes, True Arachnid Reflection, Maple Goddess's Blessing, Rope Lift, and Ethereal Form. Here's a general example of placement and telecasting to test damage output. Telecasting upwards reduces the lag in between animations of skills. And depending on your attack speed, it's possible to squeeze in Sweeping Staff during the descent of telecasting upwards without noticeable delay. That's another reason to telecast upwards. You can expand on or refer to this section as how you'd boss. As a battle mage, your role during boss fights is to consistently have weakening aura applied on bosses. Remember, weakening aura provides an extra 20% ignore enemy defense debuff and increases final damage dealt by 10%. Switch to draining aura every 5 seconds to heal your team. And when both auras are applied, hasty aura should be used in the meantime. Party shield is a useful skill that lowers percent damage based attacks from bosses. And if you place party shield on top of these wool webs after they spawn, the damage is nullified. Be careful, it doesn't work if the shield is already placed before they're spawned. It used to be able to block elusive bombs, but yeah, Nexon, is there a reason why you nerfed us? Use Aura Scythe whenever it's off cooldown and you're in a decent position to maximize its full duration. In addition, you need to dodge attacks and be aware of your placement so auras can be applied to your party. Altars should only be used in pairs to maximize consistent damage and branding, unless you're in a bursting phase. This section is dedicated to how I keep track of summons, aura swapping, and character placement so I can watch those K-dramas and anime on the side without worrying too much about efficiency. You will always have 2 altars on standby if you place them in pairs, so ideally never use all 4 at once, with an exception to bossing. Place altars in a location where it's a hassle to telecast to. As a general reference, if you cast Grim Harvest after placing altars, once Grim Harvest expires, that's a cue signaling your existing altars will expire soon. Also, on a horizontal plane, the maximum distance between 2 altars is 1 telecast combo of Battle Burst and Finishing Blow, with Hasty Aura on. In a recent update, you can now place 2 altars at the same time by holding the down key while using the skill. This only works if you don't have any pre-existing altars spawned. Similarly, weakening aura's applied duration was doubled from 10 seconds to 20 seconds. Every basic aura skill, when swapping, except Aura Scythe, shares the same 3-second cooldown. It takes roughly 3 seconds to apply weakening aura, so in between switching from any aura 6 times each during bossing is a signal to reapply weakening aura. Draining aura has a weird 5-second cooldown to apply its healing, so using draining aura 3 times roughly cues a reapplication for weakening aura. It's rewarding to play a battle mage because I'm the type of person who likes to be actively engaged in something. Telecasting becomes fun as you reach towards 0 attack speed. But it also gets frustrating sometimes because the lack of iframes or final damage is non-existent or abysmal. Well, at least compared to other classes. This was a lot of information to take in, so again, use the timestamps in the description or the chapters in the video to find what you need. If you have any questions, leave a comment and I'll address it when I can. I do my best to interact with everyone. Leave a like or dislike, up to you. Happy mapling, y'all! Battle Mage best class.